Hello everyone, welcome to Sangam. Now, today we are going to cover chapter 3 from General Science Standard 6. I hope you must have revised till now chapter 1 and chapter 2. So please revise everything, and you don't have to waste your time reading these notebooks. I have also given you some MCQs on the basis of which questions can be directly asked in your MPSC examination. So, without wasting any time, we will directly dive into the chapter. The chapter name is Diversity in the Living Things and Their Classification. So, first of all, we need to learn what the term diversity means. Now, each and everything has diverse colors. Like my color is this, your color might be something else, or someone can be tall, other can be short, someone can be fat, other one can be thin. Not only in animals but also in plants we can see the same diversity. Some plants are green, some are light green, some are not green as well. So this is the diversity which we can see in animals and plants. So this chapter will be dealing everything about this. The first thing they are asking us to recall, and it is, in which sphere of earth do living things exist? And we have seen this in chapter 1. Okay, so I have told you living things exist in biosphere, and they do not live themselves. While living in biosphere, these living things interact with the atmosphere, hydrosphere and the lithosphere. So parts of these three spheres, that is hydro, litho and atmosphere plus living things, is known as biosphere of the earth. I hope you must be remembering this. Now, first we will start with diversity in plants. So here they are saying some plants like grasses are short while others are tall. I don't think I have to repeat this for you. And then they are saying some plants grow under water. This is the important thing wherein I want you to pay attention, because MPSC is asking questions nowadays on this diversity of plants. So which are these plants which grow under water? Anyone? Just let me tell you, these plants are known as hydrophytes. So hydro means, I have told you earlier as well, everything related to water is known as hydro. These are hydrophytes, that is they live in plants itself. One very important and very favorite question for UPSC: which among the following are hydrophytes? And they continuously give one specific option, that is hydrilla. So hydrilla is a plant which grow under water. It grows under the water. Then while some other plants float on the water, these plants float on the water, and one important example is water hyacinth. Okay, so this water hyacinth, what does it does? It floats on the water. And you must have seen some green grasses or some green plants which live on the or float on the water, and they have purple or violet color flowers. So it is nothing but the example of these water hyacinth. Now some plants grow even in the deserts. In the deserts, why we have to put attention here? Because in deserts we do not have water, and still these plants survive, and they are very fleshy. They are not like they are going to die or they are dry, but they are very fleshy. And the most important example is aloe vera. Okay, and they are also known as succulent plants. Succulent, like their leaves are very fleshy and they have stored lot of water in their leaves, and they are very thick and they are very fleshy. So aloe vera is the best example. Then moreover, we find that there is lot of variety in the same type of plant. For example, there are varieties of rice. I don't think I have to cover it. Then even some plants are there which leave even without stem, water or roots. Now which plants are these? They are algae, fungi, bryophytes, lichens. All these are plants but without stem, leaf or root. Fine. So only this much was there. What you have to understand, some plants grow underwater. They are called hydrophytes. Example is hydrilla, important for your MPSC, PSI, STI or Rajya Seva. Another type of plant is, some plants are floaters, like they float on water, known as water hyacinth. Example, not known as, they are example is water hyacinth. Another is, plants grow even in desert. They are succulent, they have fleshy leaves, for example aloe vera. And then some are plants which do not have stem, leaves or roots, and I have given you their example like algae, lichens, bryophytes, etc. Now see, here also you can see some plants are floating on this water body, some are above the land, on the land. Okay, so next, plants make their own food in sunlight, and this process which we have seen yesterday itself is photosynthesis. What does this plant do? They capture the sunlight and they make their own food in the leaves, and the main products are, like the main components are water, nutrient, carbon dioxide. With the help of sunlight they make their own food, that is glucose. Okay, so such plants are known as autotrophic. All plants which goes under the process of photosynthesis are known as autotrophic. For example, hibiscus. Hibiscus जे आपण हे not this one, the flower which we worship to Lord Ganesha is hibiscus. Pomegranate, आपले अनार किंवा डाळिंब. Periwinkle, these plant, and plant like so these are the autotrophic plants which make their own food and they are not dependent on other plants. Now other plants I have told you yesterday only. Peacher plant, what does happens? Peacher plant keeps its mouth open, and whenever an insects come near the mouth or passes by, then the peacher plant captures that insect, and hence he is not, that peacher plant is not autotrophic. He is not making, that peacher plant is not making its own food, but it is capturing some another insect, and he is, that plant is having that insect as its food. So what do we call this type of plant? Insectivorous. Insectivorous. Okay. And the another example is heterotrophic. Now bifurcate this term. Hetero, that is something another, not done by oneself but dependent on something other. So hetero and trophic. The plants like fungi, Loranthus, dodder, use other plants for food and they are set as heterotrophic. Plants like peacher plant even consumes insects and they are known as insectivorous. So this has been asked in UPSC as well, not only in MPSC but also in UPSC. So very important. Now plant structure can generally be divided into two parts. It is very easy but still I am covering. The stem and the root. The first part is the stem and the another part is the root. Root and stem, root, stem and leaf are the main parts of the plant. I don't think that I had to cover it. Now it is for small kids, so that's why they are saying what flower is, what leaf is, what stem is, what fruit is, and what is the structure of the plant. That we don't have to remember. But direct question has been come in PSI STI what actually taproot and fibrous roots are. So I have to cover it now. So the roots. There are two types of roots, that is the taproot and fibrous root. I will tell you the differentiation in these both roots, but we are going to study it in 7th, 8th chapters. Now taproot is a type of root wherein this root has one parent root, one main root, and from that parent root other roots are grown. But the fibrous root is a type of root wherein there is no parent root and there are small threads directly from the soil, from the trunk, and they start growing. So the examples are onion and grass, and taproot's example, all big trees have taproot type of system like hibiscus or onion, but the shrubs or the herbs which are small, we cannot say them plants, but here I am just telling you for reference, the small plants have fibrous type of roots. They are shrubs or herbs. Okay, so remember this thing. Now need for classification is for 6th standard students. We are not going to expect questions from this type. This is important fact for our MPSC, and what it is saying, the scientist named as Carolus Linnaeus made the first scientific classification of the plant. So this name has been appeared in MPSC examination. Remember it, Retta Marlowe. Okay, so classification of plants, that is not of our concern, but this is of our concern. So now they are saying there are different types of trees. Okay, so some are, just now I have told you ki some are trees, some are plants, some are shrubs, some are herbs. So how do we differentiate these things or these plants? So what is the basis? First of all, we will cover what actually trees are. Trees are tall, big and perennial, that is they live for many years and they do not like grow for this year and then in next year trees disappear. It doesn't happen. Trees live for years and years and years. So for 100 years trees can survive. That's why they are perennial. The term perennial means it lives for hundreds of years. The second thing is the shrub. How can we differentiate the tree from the shrub? The shrub's branches are very close to the ground. See, here the tree's branches are not close to the ground. First there was a trunk and then the tree's stem or branches starts. But this is the hibiscus tree which I was talking. But what happens with shrubs? Their branches start to grow from the ground itself. They are shorter and smaller. Now, why ma'am you are telling us like this? We know already what trees, shrubs and herbs are, but in UPSC or in MPSC questions has been asked which among the following are herbs, and at that time we commit mistakes. So I am not going to focus on what actually herbs and shrubs are, but what I want to tell you is please remember the examples, and the examples has been directly covered from this book. So what are the examples of shrubs? It is oleander, hibiscus, lantana, कोरांती. And please remember one thing, whenever in MPSC examination जिथे कुठे फ्लावर्सचे तुम्हाला नावं दिसले, फ्लावरच्या झाडाचे, जसं की हिबिस्कस झालं, लँटना, ओलिएंडर, हे सगळे किंवा रोज, जिथे कुठे फ्लावरचे तुम्हाला नावं दिसले, most of the time flowers are shrubs and other times they are climbers, म्हणजे वेल पण असतात. पण MPSCनी वेलवरती क्वेश्चन नाही विचारले, वेलांवरती पण श्रब्सवरती विचारलेले आहेत, जे की मोस्टली फ्लावर्स आन्सर होतं त्या ऑप्शन्समध्ये. ओके, तर ही एक फॅक्ट, ही एक ट्रिक तुम्ही लक्षात ठेवा. आता हर्ब्स. हर्ब्स काय असतात, श्रब्सपेक्षा अजून छोटे असतात. किती छोटे, 1 to 1.5 मीटरची त्यांची हाईट असते. एक्झाममध्ये कसं लक्षात ठेवायचं मॅम आम्ही, जिथे कुठे तुम्हाला आयुर्वेदिक नावं दिसले, सायंटिफिक नेम दिसले आणि हर्ब विचारला आहे, तर हे तुम्ही आन्सर द्यायचं. हे ॲनालिसिस करून सांगत आहे मी. MPSCचे जे काही आपण PSI STI किंवा राज्यसेवेचे पेपर बघतो, त्या सगळ्या पेपर्सचं मी ॲनालिसिस केल्यानंतर तुम्हाला या ट्रिक्स सांगत आहे. तर डोळे झाकून जिथे कुठे तुम्हाला मेडिसिनल प्लांट्स दिसत आहेत आणि क्वेश्चन विचारला आहे विच अमंग द फॉलोइंग आर हर्ब्स, तर तुम्ही मेडिसिनल प्लांट दिसलं की ते ऑप्शन म्हणून आपलं टिक करायचं. फाईन. आणि नंतर असतात वाईन्स पण म्हणतात याला, वाईन्स. वाईन्स काय असतात, नथिंग बट क्लाइंबर्स और कधी कधी क्रीपर्स पण म्हणतो आपण, जे की वेल असतात. काकडीचा वेल झाला, टरबुजाचा, भोपळ्याचा, हे सगळे जे असतात त्यांना आपण ह्या गटामध्ये टाकतो, दॅट इज वाईन्स. सो व्हॉट इट इज सेइंग, क्लाइंबर्स लाईक मनी प्लांट. मनी प्लांट इज द इंटरेस्टिंग एक्झाम्पल. हॅव एरियल रूट, म्हणजे काय, हवेमध्ये त्यांचे रूट्स असतात. त्यानंतर कुकुंबर, द स्टेम ऑफ अ क्रीपर इज व्हेरी फ्लेक्झिबल, सॉफ्ट अँड ग्रीन, दॅट वी ऑलरेडी नो. Now, according to the period of their life cycle, plants can be classified into annual, biennials and perennials. Perennials तर आपण बघितले, ह्या बनान ट्री किंवा मँगो ट्री, हे जे ट्रीज असतात जे खूप वर्षानुवर्षापासून आहेत ते पेरिनियल आहेत, ते लाखो वर्ष, हजारो वर्ष जगणार. त्यानंतर काही असतात जे बायनियल्स असतात आणि त्यानंतर ॲन्युअल्स असतात. ठीक आहे, हे 1 वर्षाला, 2 वर्षाला आणि हे लाईफ टाईम यांची व्हॅलिडिटी असते. ठीक आहे, पुढे इथे आपल्या काहीच महत्त्वाचं नाही आहे, हे एक महत्त्वाचं आहे. व्हॉट टाईप ऑफ प्लांट्स आर टॉडस्टूल्स अँड मशरूम्स. तर MPSCचा फेवरेट आहे मशरूम, अँड मशरूम इज नॉट अ प्लांट. What does it happens? It survives on the organic matter present near it. So it is a heterotrophic. It does not produce its own food by itself. It is a heterotrophic, dependent on other plant or other living organism to produce its own or to consume its own food. So mushroom हे इथे लक्षात ठेवा, इम्पॉर्टंट आहे फॉर MPSC, खूप जास्त महत्त्वाचं आहे. इथे एक इंटरेस्टिंग फॅक्ट दिलेली आहे, मे बी विचारू शकतात पण आजपर्यंत विचारलेलं नाही आहे. वर्ल्ड्स लार्जेस्ट फ्लावर इज फाउंड इन इंडोनेशिया. व्हॉट इज द नेम? रॅफ्लेशिया आर्नोल्डी हे आहे ते. आणि द वर्ल्ड स्मॉलेस्ट फ्लावर इज ऑफ द प्लांट कॉल्ड वॉलिफिया. ओके, मे बी आस्ड बट टिल नाव त्याच्यावरती क्वेश्चनने आलेला आहे. मग आपण आत्तापर्यंत जे फ्लावर्स पाहिले ते इथे दाखवलेले आहेत की हे अंडर वॉटर ग्रो करत आहेत, हायड्रोफाईट्स. हे वॉटरवरती फ्लो करत आहेत, वॉटरवरती फ्लो करत आहेत. सो जस्ट नाव आपण जे प्लांट्स बघितले त्याचं इथे एक्झाम्पल दिलेलं आहे. नाव द चॅप्टर इज मूविंग टुवर्ड्स टेलिंग द डायव्हर्सिटी इन द ॲनिमल्स. सो ॲज वी हॅव सीन डायव्हर्सिटी इन द प्लांट्स, देर इज डायव्हर्सिटी इन ॲनिमल्स ॲज वेल. Some are very small like amoeba. Amoeba is very small that you cannot see it through your naked eyes, and some are very huge like elephants. Okay, so this is only the diversity and it is for school children, so that's why this examples are there. What is the diversity? We don't need to cover. But yesterday we have seen what unicellular organisms are having single cell. So the examples we have seen amoeba and paramecium. These two are, remember again and again. and हेच क्वेश्चन MPSC मध्ये येतात. आपण म्हणतो सायन्स खूप हार्ड आहे, सायन्स खूप हार्ड आहे, सायन्सचे क्वेश्चन कुठून येतात माहिती नाही. पण नाही, तुम्ही जर पाठ्यपुस्तकं वाचली, टेक्स्टबुक्स वाचले, तर त्याच्यामध्ये हे सगळं कवर नाही होत. हे कवर कुठे होणार आहे? स्टेट, जर महाराष्ट्र पब्लिक सर्व्हिस कमिशनची एक्झाम आहे, ऑब्वियसली ते महाराष्ट्र स्टेट बुक्सचा रेफरन्स घेणार आहेत. सो दीज बुक्स आर व्हेरी इम्पॉर्टंट. डोंट थिंक की हे काय लहान मुलांची पुस्तकं आपल्याला वाचणं चालू आहे. नाही, इफ यू आर अ सिरियस कॅन्डिडेट, जर तुम्हाला खरंच ही परीक्षा पास करायची, MPSC, राज्यसेवा, PSI, STI कंबाईन जी आहे ती, जर तुम्हाला या खरंच परीक्षा पास करायच्या असतील तर दिस इज द फर्स्ट स्टेप. ठीक आहे, याच्या बाहेर तुम्ही जर अभ्यास करत आहात तर तुम्हाला 4, 5, 6 वर्ष लागतील. 1 किंवा 2 वर्षामध्ये, पहिल्या किंवा दुसऱ्या अटेम्प्टमध्ये तुम्ही परीक्षा पास नाही करू शकत. आपला पाया आधी पक्का पाहिजे. आणि क्वेश्चन्स मी तुम्हाला दाखवते डायरेक्ट कशातून येत आहेत. नाव दे आर आस्किंग अस व्हॉट इज द चेन ऑफ बोन्स इन द सेंटर ऑफ अवर बॅक नोन ॲज. आता हे पुढच्या वर्गांसाठी, पुढच्या चॅप्टर्समध्ये येणार आहे, म्हणून इथे हळूहळू करायला लावत आहे. पण आपण शाळेत नाही शिकत आहे, दॅट्स वाय आय एम टेलिंग यू की ॲनिमल्स जे असतात ते वर्टिब्रेट्स, ठीक आहे, ज्यांच्यामध्ये पाठीचा कणा असतो, वर्टिब्रल कॉलम, आणि त्या वर्टिब्रल कॉलममध्ये असतो स्पायनल कॉर्ड आपला मागचा. सो दॅट इज नोन, दोज ॲनिमल्स आर नोन ॲज वर्टिब्रेट्स अँड एक्झाम्पल अस. ओके, अजून इंटरेस्टिंग एक्झाम्पल स्नेक. आपल्याला वाटेल स्नेकला वर्टिब्रल कॉलम नसतो म्हणून तो असा असा सरपटतो. नो, स्नेक इज ऑल्सो ॲन एक्झाम्पल ऑफ वर्टिब्रेट ॲनिमल. अनादर एक्झाम्पल बर्ड्स. बर्ड्सला आपल्याला वाटेल की नसेल पाठीचा कणा, बट बर्ड्स आर ऑल्सो एक्झाम्पल ऑफ वर्टिब्रेट्स. ॲनिमल विथ वर्टिब्रल कॉलम अँड दोज विदाउट इट फॉर्म 2 ग्रुप्स नोन ॲज वर्टिब्रेट्स अँड इनवर्टिब्रेट्स. स्नेक्स, बर्ड्स, फिशेस, कांगारूज आर वर्टिब्रेट ॲनिमल्स. त्यानंतर स्नेल्स, cockroaches, earthworms do not have this vertebral column. आणि किती बोन्स असतात या वर्टिब्रल कॉलममध्ये सांगा मला. एक मी तुम्हाला ऑप्शन देते, 30, 31, 32, 33. 30, 31, 32, 33 किती असतात कॉमेंटमध्ये सांगा. नाव yesterday we have seen some animals are oviparous and some are viviparous. So I think you must be remembering it कारण की कालच झालेला आहे. Still I will give you one revision. Oviparous animals lay their eggs. Example, this hen or birds. And viviparous animals are like us, whose newborn its growth happens in the womb of the mother. पण ओविपेरसमध्ये असं होतं की अंड्यांमध्ये त्या नवजीवाची वाढ होते. ठीक आहे, सो हॉर्स, बियर, टॉर्टॉइज ऑल आर विविपेरस ॲनिमल्स. दे डू नॉट ले एग. According to their habits, animals are usually classified into terrestrial and aquatic. म्हणजे काही ॲनिमल्स असे असतात जे की नेहमी पाण्यात राहतात, त्यांना आपण म्हणू ॲक्वॅटिक. अँड सम आर टेरेस्ट्रियल विच लिव्ह ऑन लँड. नाव इथे अभ्यास काय करायचा आहे, युनिक थिंग हॅज बीन आस्क्ड इन MPSC. सो द ॲम्फिबियन्स इज द फेवरेट टॉपिक फॉर MPSC. ॲम्फिबियन कोण असतात, विच लिव्ह ऑन लँड अँड वॉटर. दे लिव्ह इन बोथ प्लेसेस. एक्झाम्पल काय आहे ॲम्फिबियन्सचं कॉमेंटमध्ये सांगा. आणि 4th टाईपचे असतात, आय डोंट थिंक आय हॅव टू कवर इट, की ईगल, काईट, क्रो, बटरफ्लाय आर एरियल ॲनिमल्स. अँड हिअर युअर चॅप्टर एंड्स. पण ह्या चॅप्टरवरती आपण क्वेश्चन्स कसे एक्सपेक्ट करू शकतो ते तुम्हाला सांगते. व्हॉट क्वेश्चन 1 इज सेइंग, विच प्लांट इज अडॅप्टेड टू सर्वाइव्ह in desert condition due to its fleshy stem and reduced leaves? Just now I have told you. So pause the video, answer it and then resume it. Is it the lotus? No. It is a hydrophyte. Bamboo? No. Plant, money plant, it was a creeper. Aerial roots होते याला. So answer is cactus. Cactus म्हणजेच aloe vera. Now the next one. Okay, we'll cover from here only. Which of the following is an example of an autotrophic plant? Can you see the questions? Can you? Yes, you can. So, which of the following is an example of an autotrophic plant? Which is the example? Dodder, mushroom, hibiscus, peacher plant. What I have told you, peacher plant is it is insectivorous, like it is dependent on another insect. It is a heterotrophic, parasitic. It is not parasitic or heterotrophic, it depends on insectivorous. Then the hibiscus, then the mushroom. I have dealt in detail what mushroom does. It is heterotrophic. Dodder is covered in this book only, so dodder is also heterotrophic. Answer is hibiscus. Okay. The third question. Which plant obtains nutrients by trapping and digesting insect? This is our peacher plant. Algae, I have told you, algae is an example of plant without stem, leaf and root. Dodder though is heterotrophic. Peacher plant is example of trapping and digesting insect, and Loranthus is also not the plant which traps the insect. The next question. Which scientist is credited with the first scientific classification of plants? Answer. It is covered in this chapter and it is the direct question in MPSC Rajya Seva science subject. Okay. Which of the following, B is the answer. Huh? Which of the following is floating aquatic plant? Floating aquatic plant. The answer is lotus. Okay. So, these were some important and expected questions from this topic or from this chapter. So, we have finished with chapter 3, general science, and I will meet you in next chapter, which will be chapter 4 from the same book. Okay, so I hope you must have understood everything. We will wrap up this lecture and thank you so much.